Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Curious UK Debunks. Just doing a quick video here, and it's in response to Mikey a short that he put up where he was talking about Jupiter. And just so happens this last night I was actually doing some observations of Jupiter. I was quite late at night, so I thought maybe I'd just kind of jump in here and put my 2 cents in, do a quick video. So here we do. I'll go here and so I'll show you the Mikey videos that he put out. It's only a short that he did, so we'll do this, and then I'll show you what I have to say here. So we'll start here. Let's go.
Okay, I'm recording Jupiter. I'm just trying to get it a little bit focused. It's really clear tonight. Oh man.
So as you can see here, this is Jupiter here, and this is the 4 Galilean moons. So rather a decent image if you want to see the moons and see kind of where Jupiter is. But the only way to get them, you can see these Galilean moons because they are quite a bit dimmer than Jupiter, is to overexpose Jupiter. So this is Jupiter, but it's really overexposed, and so that's why it's so bright and just like rah, in your face. Because Jupiter is actually a rather bright planet. And the brightest planet, actually, I would say in our solar system viewed from Earth. So it's really easy to see. It's quite bright in the sky, and that's why it looks so here through. Obviously, he's doing this through his telescope and using zooming in with his mobile phone. And his mobile phone, obviously, he's got the exposure set too high, and he needs to bring it down if he wants to actually see Jupiter. And I'll show you an observation I did in which I used my astronomy rig, astrophotography rig, and I brought the exposure down. You can't see the moons because the exposure is too low, so that way you can actually see the details of Jupiter. So let's continue on.
And if I had those other binoculars, this would be fantastic.
I don't know. I don't think those new binoculars are going to help Mikey very much. You may get some more magnification, but unfortunately, his methodology is garbage, and I've already proven that using in a video I did, which I used one of my kids' 20-pound telescope. 20 pounds is in 20 pounds sterling British currency.
Just not sure where.
I still say this. Props to Mikey for getting this and getting the moons. And if you looked at this a few days later, those moons be in different places, which actually falsifies his premise that these are lights in the firmament. That's his video going in and out.
Can't tell which is good and which not. So, according to the weather, there's two different weather apps I look at. One says, I think it was 56 or something, or 65, or it's quite low. Usually it's like 80 or 90% humidity. And for a wonderful notice that you cannot record stars, Mr. Jim Anus, making fun of the flat earth community. You cannot record stars when there's 70 or 80 or 90 or even 100% humidity. It does not work that way. But Jim Anus.
That's actually false. Last night when I was recording Jupiter with my rig, it was 90 and 95% humidity. I'm in the UK, and it's winter time, and obviously it's always humidity here. You'll get maybe a bit more, depending on obviously your conditions. You might get a bit where it's a bit fuzzy, a bit hard to see. The scene might not be the best. You might have to do some lucky stacking. You might get some fluctuations in the atmosphere and stuff, especially and refractive conditions maybe might not refract quite as much because humidity in the sky actually brings refraction levels down, and so they're not as strong. But that's about it, really. If you're looking more straight up, then the humidity and refraction levels don't really have nearly as much or any effect at all if you're shooting more like above your head. Only when you get more, we're shooting through more of the atmosphere, lower down on the horizon, is when you're going to have the humidity is going to build up a lot more because you're looking through a lot more atmosphere, and you're going to have refractive conditions, and then you're going to have a lot more difficulty with the atmosphere having the light bending and stuff like that. But yeah, and that's why we usually use something like lucky stacking and any stacking images, in which then you can kind of take the best of the best and stack them, and you get the best image, and throw out the rest of the rubbish ones. So that's kind of the idea behind that.
We'll never understand that. Just gonna see if I can get
If Mikey knew anything about astrophotography, he'd know this.
fuzzier. Alright, we're gonna try, oops, Flerfs right away here. And yeah.
All right, so that's it for that one there. So yeah, I'll kind of show you a images that I had done. So I'm gonna show you a video that I did last night. Well, actually, yeah, it would be last night actually, because now I mean it's the next day. So about 24 hours ago, I did this video here. So this here is Jupiter. This is a video I did using my telescope and my astrophotography rig, and you can see Jupiter just going there. So going from left to right. My tracking mount takes a 9-volt battery to keep my telescope tracked. Unfortunately, the battery died on me, so I was just setting it and letting it go across as opposed to actually tracking it, which I normally would be doing. I get better images, but you can clearly see here the bands of Jupiter here. This is lower, so you can see the bands of Jupiter. Now, what I did with this is I take all these images, find the best ones, and stack them, put them in the center frame. I have programs that do this for me. So I'll show you another one here. See if I can find a separate one. There's another one. I see you can see the bands of Jupiter and stuff there quite clearly. And I'll show you here in a minute. I'm still working on doing some of these images, processing them and cleaning them up and stuff. So it's not so fuzzy and stuff, but I'll show you a couple that see how they're coming through on this video here. And I'll show you how these ones are a bit more brighter. These were a bit, I brought the exposure down a little bit. I'll show you a few here. Let's try some in the night. I was kind of messing with a few of my settings, trying to get a bit clearer. Mikey's always asking for videos of the stars, the Jupiter, the planets. And I've shown these things to him before, but I think he still got me blocked actually on this channel. He still is running away from observations. I actually invited him to even come on live. And I'll do actually a photography session, but he's not interested in it. So you can very clearly see the bands and stuff there, and the cloud band stuff of Jupiter. Now, if I wanted to have, let's see here, I did have some of which I did the moons. So here's one I did the Galilean moons. Now, because of how the exposure up a lot higher, that's where you're getting the it's kind of choppy. But here you can see this looks like to be 3 of the Galilean moons. Now, the fourth one I think maybe behind the Jupiter. They do go behind Jupiter, or maybe in front. It's just being the Jupiter just blowing it out. I just can't quite see it. But there's a video with the kind of similar to what Mikey was doing, and that's Jupiter here, obviously well overexposed. Now to process those, all I'm really going to do is just clean them up, and maybe get the moons a bit sharper. There's not much we can do with Jupiter. It's just a big massive blob. That's all the cameras took. It's just all this light, and so it's not going to see them very well. Now, why those two are probably, I reckon why they are like that. I'll go back here. Is that one is probably closer to us, and this here is probably further away. And that's why this here is probably brighter. And this one is that this may be blocking the sunlight because these are reflecting the sun because they're moons. And reflecting the sun at us, and that's why Jupiter is always bright like this, and it's reflecting the sunlight back at us, depending where we are in orbit and where Jupiter is in its orbit. So I reckon this one here is going out on its trajectory, and this one here is probably heading back, or it's being blocked, so it's on. This is behind. This is further away. This one up here, and this one here is closer to us here, and then we have one here, and then the fourth one I can normally see. It's either I didn't see it being further out, so I think it's either where I can't see it because it's in front of Jupiter and it's being obscured by the light, or it's behind Jupiter. So now I'll we can bring up the video. Oh, that's not the one I was looking for. Sorry. See if I can bring up my images of I did have it up on here. Okay. Just bear with me for a second. So it didn't have it up. Right. So if I could bring up some images here. All right, just bear with me here. It's going to switch over to. All right, so this would be Jupiter here. Let's bring it back down a little bit so it's not quite as big. This is a bit of a processed image that I have done. Bring it up here a bit so I can see where I'm going with that. I can bring it in a little bit more if you want. So there we are. This has been a cleaner processed image of Jupiter that I have done. This is kind of after I've done the stacking, and I've put it through some processing software to kind of clean up the image. If the image isn't there, if this camera didn't see it, then it wouldn't be able to get this image to look this clean. So here's one of Jupiter. This here is probably one of my brighter frames. So sometimes if it's too bright, you lose some of the detail in some of the cloud bands. And also if I had a longer image, if I had my tracking mount working, then I would have had I would have been able to see more because I would be able to gather more information, more light. So let's bring up another one here. Now this is stuff I've been trying to tell Mikey for a long time, but he will not listen to me. But here's another one here. This is Jupiter again. And I said I've got this with my just with the camera. It's just a astrophotography digital camera that goes into the eyepiece of my Newtonian reflector telescope. So no lenses and nothing like that. It uses just mirrors. It's got a mirror 45-degree angles, goes down to one that's kind of a bowl shaped that focuses that the light hits, comes in down the tube, hits in that, gathers, goes to a point, hits a small other mirror, and then reflects into the camera. So yeah, no trickery. There's no, Sam and Mikey like to claim there's microchips. No microchips or anything in the telescope. And the camera is just using a photo sensor, like the same thing that Mikey, well, a bigger version of what Mikey's using in his mobile phone, because his mobile phone is only a tiny little sensor. My sensor is many times larger, and that's why I can gather a lot more light and get a lot more detail. It's still not the best. It's just a planetary camera. SV Bony 205. It's okay, but obviously there's other ones out there that are better. So I mean I'll show you one more. See if I can find one more here. So I'm still working through some of these, and I think I'm at. So let's see here if I got one here that I can show you. I haven't made it to that one yet. Okay. Right. And so here we are again, right? Then I was working up and getting. I got some better shots. Some I was better. I was just kind of messing the rig. I actually had a 3 times bar low. I was trying out for the first time. When I finally had some clear weather. So I was. So I suppose there's kind of a lens in that. So I suppose I was lying. No, I wasn't lying. I forgot. I was using the Barlow at this time here. I just got it, so I don't normally use the Barlows on lenses on my telescope, but this time it was. So and all it does, all that does is just magnify. It's a tube with one little lens at the end of it. That all it does is it magnifies 3 times. And also the length the Barlow helps with that as well. So um, and if anybody wants to see it, I can always show it. I'm not going to show it right now, but I can. It's in my case, so it's kind of behind the computer in my all packed away. So but yeah, there we are. So this is some images of Jupiter. Now, when Mikey shows, he keeps saying the lights in the sky. They're not. As you can see this very clearly. This is a planet. And you can see sometimes if you have a long enough exposure, like or a time lapse, if you're doing like one with your like taking pictures, you would actually, if I kept long enough and tracked it, you'd actually be able to see the red dot go across because Jupiter rotates a lot faster than the Earth. And I think after a few hours, you can actually see the rotation of Jupiter. If I had getting long enough exposures and in a high time lapse I could line up, then I'd probably be able to see the rotation. I maybe even do it here with these. This is over several hours. I did a few different pictures. So if I can line them all up and put them in, I am numbering these. So this is number 10 that I had of my processed images. Now the only thing is that they're all slightly a little different because I did change the exposure a little bit here and there. So it probably if I wanted to do the time lapse, I would have to just keep taking the same shots at the same exact settings, so that way it's all uniform, and then use the exact same settings for processing it. So perhaps that's something I should do down in the future. Yeah, I want to focus on, but yeah. I don't know if I have any other ones here. I think I have one more here. I could probably show you. See if I can find it. Do I? Let's see here. I got. What did I get up to? I think 26 is where I'm at. All right. Let's. I just bear with me here. I'm just gonna look for one more that was quite decent quality. Let's see if I can do this one. I'll try this one here. I got this one here as well. Once again, as you can see, it's that like it's just some shots of Jupiter that is able to get. I don't think I can get. I have the moons that I've done that were steady shot yet. I haven't encountered them yet, so let's see further down. Where are we at here? No, not that one. Right. No. Yeah, I haven't encountered them yet, but going through my photography here. But yeah, is that one of them? No. I'm just looking for the moon one with the Galilean moons. I did process some of those, didn't I? That one there. Ooh, it was there, but Jupiter's ugly in that. Yeah, all right. Oh, yeah, only one of them actually worked. All right, yeah. I have to maybe redo one of the moon ones, but there you are. So this is the response here. I know it's probably longer. That could be a short, but that was Mikey. Now he's calling out Jim Annis, who is what he's doing. Just I kind of checked out his channel real quick because I've never actually seen Jim Annis's material, and what he was doing was he's showing this kind of same stuff I was, which is how poorly done Mikey's Smith stuff is. And looking into it, I might bring it up here. Okay, let's not have his music 'cause I don't know if it's copyright, but no. Go up to this guy here. This is Jim Annis, and what he's doing, looking into this, is that he is using a P900 with a microscope in front, not microscope, magnifying glass in front of it, and he's tweaking it to show that with really poor optics and poor technique, you can get Mikey Smith's images. So I have to adjust this a bit here. So I think he's showing some of Mikey's image here. And if you look at the bottom here, let's see if I can bring that up. This is Jim Annis P900 magnifying glass forced effect. Mikey Smith's binocular series. So this is Jim Annis's. He's using a magnifying glass for this. So this is Mikey Smith's image. And then this is Jim, and he's doing this with a with a magnifying glass in front of his P900, and to force the effect to get the same effect that Mikey's getting is what Jim's trying to get as well. And so as you see, here's Mikey's one that he keeps saying is serious, and this is Jim's. And so what he's showing is that he's forcing the effects. He's like twisting and turning it, or he's getting the camera to focus on the lens itself and not on the actual star point source. And I did look in Jim Annis, by looks of it, he does know how to focus his P900 onto a star. We can go down to a point source. I was looking at a few of his videos just to kind of see if this guy knows what he's doing, and it seems like he does. So this is his effects here, and then he's showing what Mikey Smith has got, and this is another one he's done, and then he's showing that he can replicate this here. So he's able to get the up and down turn, put it together, and you get Mikey Smith's image. So it's a shape comparison. I don't know if Jim Annis is a flat earther or not, but what he is doing is that he is exposing Mikey Smith, and the fact that Mikey Smith and Sam from Flat Earth Reconnaissance knows absolutely nothing about what they're doing. They don't know how to do their astrophotography. I actually have a book that Mikey Smith may want to look at buying. Unfortunately, it's upstairs right now in my bedroom. But I'll put a post up. I'm showing and I'll tag Mikey and Sam in it. And maybe it's a book that you might look at doing. It's a book on how to do astrophotography. They might find it really useful. So I just got recently. Well, I'm not an expert. I obviously know more than they do because I can actually get images, but and get accurate stuff. But yeah, something made Mikey Smith and Sam should probably look at getting down the in the very, very, very near future. It's going to keep doing what they're doing. But I'm gonna call it there. That is about the end of my video here. I just thought I'd do a quick one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget subscribe to my channel. Click the like button if you like it. Hit the thumbs up. Comment down below. Also, if you check out my little thing here, I'm still funding for my a bigger, better telescope to make flat earthers cry, especially Mikey and Sam from Flyers Reconnaissance. If you have a little extra cash hanging around now after the holidays, just click the link there. I do link in all my videos. I'm gonna start going live here eventually. Here, once you get through some family stuff and do some stuff around the house, then maybe I'll start doing some lives again. But this is my video for now. So yeah, hit that if you want to help a brother out. But comment down below, subscribe to my channel. That helps you out loads. Costs you absolutely nothing. I hit the thumbs up, and I will see you again. Remember, people, Earth's definitely a globe. Space is real, but don't forget, stay curious. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.